everybody, welcome to www.GinaCooksPku.com and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make really quick cookies to get yourself ready for the holidays and so forth. I'm going to be using Applied Nutrition's, it's the sugar cookie mix. And out of this you can make any kind of cookie you want, any flavor. And I'll show you how to do that as we go along with the ingredients. But first thing, just open up the can and dump the ingredients into your mixing bowl. The second item is right on the can, guys. You just follow the directions. It'll ask you for 8 tablespoons of dairy-free unsalted margarine. My favorite is the Land O'Lakes unsalted margarine butter. It's the sweet butter. I love it. Works well in all of my recipes, so that's the one I'm going to use. Just let it get to room temperature so that you can work with it and put the stick of butter right into your mix. The third item we're going to use is water. And it calls for a 1/4 cup of water. This is where I want to stop and explain that you can change your cookie around. If I just mix these ingredients right now the way it is, I would be making the Maddie's sugar cookie. If you want to make pumpkin cookies for the holidays, for Thanksgiving and autumn and so forth, you would not use the water. You would actually use a 1/4 cup of a pumpkin pie mix. And you could add cinnamon, you could add pumpkin pie spice, nutmeg, whatever you'd like to use to spice it up and flavor it up. That would be your pumpkin cookies. Today, we're going to be making lemon cookies. These are Anthony's favorite. He loves them. And I'm just going to be using about a teaspoon of extract. You can use a little bit more if you like them tart, a little bit less. But we love flavors, so I'm going to go ahead and add that. Now, when you have everything mixed together, this is where the dirty work comes in, guys. You just start pinching all of that together. Okay, this takes just a couple minutes. This is the worst part of the recipe. But you could smell that lemon coming off them already. It's delicious. And you wouldn't believe how just a little bit of lemon extract will change the flavor of the cookie. The other thing I do with, if I'm just making the home-styled sugar cookies, I will add a teaspoon of vanilla, and that's my secret. Everybody loves my sugar cookies, and that's really all I do is add some vanilla. Sometimes I'll add a little bit of cinnamon to it with the vanilla, and that's fantastic also. But play around with your extracts, because that's where the flavoring comes in. All I'm doing, guys, is just squeezing the mix together. It's going to look really dry to you, and you're going to think you need a little bit more water, but you don't. Just keep working that dough until your hands are exhausted and they ache. But just work that dough until it all comes together, which it's starting to do. I won't be holding you up too much longer. You're going to preheat your oven to 350. And you're going to get one of your baking sheets. I always recommend an air, it's called air sheet. This one's just a basic sheet pan, but any cookie sheet will work. And I try to cook my cookies on the middle rack. Otherwise, you want to rotate it, maybe 10 minutes or 5-6 minutes on the bottom, and then 5 or 6 minutes on the top rack. Okay, once we have a nice dough together, guys, can you see it? It's like a Play-Doh. consistency. You just want to, it smells so good. It smells just like lemons. You want to get out your measure, your food scale, and turn it on, because this is really important if you want the fees to be accurate. I try to get them around 12 grams each. So that would be for a very small one. I'm going to go for 20 grams and make them just a little bit bigger, because I don't want to be here all day. But for bite-sized cookies, around 12 grams. Okay, so that's 20. And guys, you just keep going until, I know it looks like a lot of work, but you really want the cookies to be, you know, around the same size if you can get them. And if the 1 can of mix should make about 20 cookies at 20 grams, okay? So I'm just going to keep going. Just a little bit more on that one. And because this has a lot of butter in it, you really don't need to spray your pan. And if you sprayed it with oil, sometimes you'll notice that the cookies will fall a little bit. So I choose not to spray my pan. Okay, I'm going to keep rolling these out, and I'll be back with you guys when I go ahead and put them into the oven and take them out, and that way you guys can see what they look like. But I hope you guys get the idea of how I'm doing it. Now, if you were going to do the pumpkin mix, and let's say you let your butter stay out at room temperature, and your dough wasn't as nice as this, it was, you know, it would fall a little bit more. Just pop it in the refrigerator for a few minutes, and it'll be cold again, maybe 20, 30 minutes, and then take it out and roll your dough, your little ball of dough. Okay, we're good. Okay, guys, I'll be back in a little while to show you how to frost these cookies, okay?